Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mudhorn. This episode, we will be discussing Andor and other topics currently going on. First, I know this is a sci-fi nerd podcast, but we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Metallica released a new single. It's a big deal, man. They take the air out of everything, it seems like.
They do.
Real quick, what's your thoughts on the new single and the album artwork and the colors they decided to push this time around?
Strikingly enough, somebody that I know, he's like a huge Metallica fan, like Met family member kind of thing, where
Yep.
he goes to like all the crazy shows. Like he went to the Florida show for the John and Marsha Zazula
Yes.
tribute. He went to S&M 2 for both nights. He saw him. He has seen Metallica over 50 times in the last like 6 years.
That's expensive, man.
Yeah, and I mean he seriously he dropped the coin to go to see them on the festival shows like the
Mhm.
Wimmer festivals, right?
Yep.
And he went to all of those, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude, it's crazy. Honestly, I have not got a chance to listen to it on an actual system. I kind of listened to it on my phone earlier. I like what I hear. It's somebody had said to me, well, it's Metallica. Metallica doing what Metallica does. I'm like, so the word you're looking for is dependable. You, as for color, I for some reason I know there's this thrash band out there that has a yellow and black scheme.
Mhm.
Not saying names or anything, overload. That has something going on like that already.
Yep.
And I love like a black and yellow. I've always loved like contrasting colors like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is the same guy who did the artwork for Death Magnetic. It's the same guy who did the album artwork for S&M 2, Through the Never, and Hardwired to Self Destruct. So now with this is 5 albums in a row that they've used uh, the same artwork direction,
Yeah.
right? Which, if Metallica in the past has taught us anything, they are they're victim to using the same crew of people.
Yeah.
I.e., you know, Black, Load, Reload, Saint Anger, all being produced by Bob Rock. So, but it's definitely an interesting title. The album title,
Yeah.
72 Seasons.
Yeah.
What did you read about the name?
So I did. It was about the first 18 years of life being molded in its expectations.
Yeah, and its
Yeah.
expectations and being a slave to that bondage and such.
Yes, but it's still, I don't know, man. It's not really a metal title. It's like Death Magnetic was a cool title. Saint Anger was a cool title. Load and Reload, not so much. All their other the first 4 cool titles. This one sounds like a Taylor Swift album to me. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, that.
Well,
Yeah, so
I
it's not
get
really grabbing me, but the first song is pretty good. Even though I will say, I think I told you this earlier, dude. If I just listened to the music without Hetfield singing, I would have sworn it's a new Night Demon song. I mean, it's almost the exact same sound. It's like the Overkill style double bass drumming from Motorhead, which they do live. It's the riff high up on the neck, in standard. It's like even like his vocal pattern, I can hear Jarvis doing exactly the
oh
same
yeah.
thing. So
Oh,
I
I'm
almost
sure.
wonder if it's more of a compliment that they sound like Night Demon, or that Night Demon can kind of sound like Metallica. Like who benefits more from the compliment.
Right.
But
Right,
I'm still
right.
looking forward to the album. Hopefully it'll be good. They kind of teased me with Hardwired last year. They put that first song out. I was like, yeah, man, this album's gonna rip, and then it didn't rip as much as I hoped. It was like
You know,
it was kind of half lackluster, to be honest with you.
and I'm not disagreeing with that. I like the idea of where the album title of Hardwired came from.
Mhm.
Because it came from somebody telling James about about his alcohol problems and stuff like that, of saying, well, you're just hardwired to self-destruct.
Right.
And I get that. And I get the concept behind this as well uh with 72 seasons, that the only thing that I think it's kind of, it's like, okay, where do you get the title 72 seasons from? Well, the first 18 years of life, but it's times 4 members.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. Aside from that, like it's produced by Greg Fettleman, who also did Hardwired with them. Which
And most of that's Magnetic, what I read. I heard Rick Rubin was just kind of there for like prestige, but I think Fiddleman was the main guy.
Right. And I'm pretty sure. Well, the thing with Rick Rubin is, like, I don't think he's present for most of his production. I know he was only present for enough production on 13 from Black Sabbath to sit there and say, well, this is not what I expected a Black Sabbath album would sound like.
Yeah.
And I know that's pretty much what he did with Metallica. He only met with them like once a month or something.
Right.
To sit there and say, well, if this is the best Metallica album you've got right now, you should just quit and go home and stuff like that. So, but honestly, because I'm a huge Metallica fan, as you can see in the background here, I've got a Ride the Lightning flag hanging over my window. I've got, a Rolling Stone magazine cover poster hanging on the wall. I've got a Master of Puppets flag hanging on the wall, among other things. Yeah, I'm a huge Metallica fan. I'm definitely going to look forward to it. I think the problem with Metallica is they fall victim to what am I trying to say here? They fall victim to not cutting things short anymore.
Yep.
It's like 78 minutes or something is what I think I read the album.
Yeah, they're proud of it. Like,
77 minutes. And it would it have been too much to ask for 72 minutes?
Right.
Yeah, then it would have been too much.
Yeah.
But no, like, for me, it's like they produce like Hardwired as a double album, for example, because of the way it is, because there's so many long songs on there. And you're right, on Hardwired, there's just it's got its points. It's got its high points. It's got some sleeper tracks. I think like songs like Am I Savage and what's the other one? Oh, good Lord. See, I can't even remember. I'll come up with it here in a second because I'm looking it up right now as we're talking here. I believe that like Here Comes Revenge and Am I Savage are songs on that album that are sleeper tracks.
Yep.
I could really do without like Man Unkind.
Oh, yeah, that was a very bad one. That and Halo on Fire is the absolute worst. Like,
see, I actually like Halo on Fire.
That would be
I'm sorry,
Load to me.
Oh, really?
In that song for sure.
See, and I think songs like Now That We're Dead, Dream No More, Confusion, seeing them do it live, it's not Dream No More. I'm thinking of Now That We're Dead, that they play live and they play like the big stomp piece in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I could do without that.
Yeah.
That's not Metallica to me. But, that's another album. It's 77, almost 78 minutes long. And like I said, I think it's just a matter of they fall victim to the deal where it's like we can write 80 minutes worth of music on a single disc, and they just do that.
Well, it kind of surprises me now, since digital, you can write unlimited amount of minutes on anything. That they're still sticking to that format, but because Iron Maiden, the last 2 albums have been like ridiculous. I think I think Senjutsu was like 100 something minutes.
No, it's not even that.
Is it not? Or is that the Book of Souls I'm thinking of?
Senjutsu is 81 minutes and 53 seconds.
What is
And that's what pisses me off about it, because it's 2 CDs, but it's 3 vinyl.
Oh, I know.
And
I know.
which is ridiculous, because it has no business being a third disc of vinyl, because you get 45 minutes per single disc.
It was the way they formatted the track list. Why I bought a used copy for my son, stepson, for his birthday. I got it for like $30, which was like a steal, and it was like basically brand new. And
Right.
there's one disc inside of the disc that they only put like 1 or 2 songs on
Yeah.
purpose, so they could use all 6 sides and not have to do like an etched side. Is what they did. It's very weird, because he was listening to it, and he like had to change it like almost right away. Like, what the damn already?
Yeah. And Book of Souls was 92 minutes and
92.
11
I
seconds.
knew one was pretty close to 100. I couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah, they're both pretty long. So
Well, yeah, that's an hour and a half of music, but you also got to look at the last song on Book of Souls was like 19 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 18 minutes is 1801. Yeah. So yeah, but honestly, that's actually a really good album, and they played a lot. They played like 6 or 7 songs of that on that tour.
Yeah, I saw it twice actually.
Yeah, and the only qualm I have with Book of Souls is that it's, the production does not sound good.
They use who is it? Kevin Shirley a lot now.
Yes.
I wish they would just like take a chance to go with like who's the guy playing for Priest right now? Andy Sneap. I wish they would just like take a step outside the box and like go record with someone who's like, a little like into the newer production stuff.
Well, you know who I think would greatly benefit on bands like Metallica, bands like Maiden, I think bands like Priest, I think would greatly benefit if they went to Cameron Webb. Cameron Webb produced pretty much all of the Millennium era Motorhead albums.
Yeah.
From Inferno, Kiss of Death, We Are Motorizer. I'm sorry. He did all of those, and The World Is Yours, Bad Magic, and I think he breathed new life into Motorhead in the Millennium. Speaking of which, I'm going to change to this, get off the Metallica Maiden thing.
Okay.
Record Store Day was here on Black Friday.
Yep.
And I did not go on Black Friday because I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But I did pick up 2 really cool things. I picked up Dreamcatcher, which is the Headcat live at where is it? I'll have to look it up. But it's the Headcat, which is the Stray Cats and Lemmy.
Yeah.
It's Slim Jim Phantom, Lemmy, and Danny Beat Harvey. So that was a 17 song live picture disc.
Nice.
And I hate picture discs already because most of the time they sound like shit.
Yeah. Too much paint.
Yeah, too much paint, too much etching, whatever. Yeah. But it's also 17 songs, and the songs are like 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes because they're old rockabilly tunes and shit.
Yeah.
So it's more bang for your buck, I guess. But the other thing I picked up was the 3rd installment of the Motorhead Lost tapes, which is it was recorded on the We Are Motorhead tour, and it's live in Malmo. And so it's right around 2000 is when this one was done. So I'm really digging a lot the way that they're releasing these on Record Store Day. It's like they had the first one, which was in Madrid, and it was on the Sacrifice tour. They had one on that was in like 97. I think it was either on Overnight Sensation or maybe Snakebite Love. era, and now this one on We Are Motorhead, and they're all soundboard recordings.
Nice.
And they sound amazing. It's probably some of the best live stuff that the band has ever released.
Yeah. Okay. I might have to stop at my local record store to see if they have any copies of those, because they don't sell a lot of metal here in Nashville. So you can usually find the record store releases pretty easy on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. See, the thing, I will tell you this though, they were pretty hefty on the price.
Right.
The picture disc, obviously, it was, and it goes back a few. But the head cat was a $30 price tag for that. But a lot of that's probably because they're paying the royalties.
Yep.
Which, a few years ago, it was right after Lemmy had passed, they did the David Bowie Hero 7-inch. That was also like a $30 price tag.
For a 7-inch?
For a 7-inch, yeah. And the live soundboard recording, the Motorhead, was $42.99, which it's a dual disc, so I kind of get that cost. But the two predecessors were one of them I think was $35.99, and the other one was I think $33.99 at first. So that just shows you your markup on like inflation.
And because hype.
Well, honestly, the place I go to for that doesn't really mark anything up. There's not much margin on that stuff. And I know that because of where I worked at the record store before. They usually only mark them up a couple of bucks.
Right.
Their biggest deal is most places only do that, so they're there to sell more items. They're hoping you browse too.
Yeah, of course. Well,
and buy the record stuff,
because there's always a line of record store day only people, so it's hard to browse on record store day. I've only been to one, and I'll never do it again. It wasn't that important to me. Kind of sucked.
Right. I get that. Yeah. I get that totally, because it's more along the line of it's more along the lines of like going on Black Friday shopping at Walmart. It's where, the people are going to start elbowing you to get to that big screen TV.
Yeah. Before we switch to the topic at hand here, I was at Walmart earlier looking for a TV mount for work tomorrow. And I just happened to walk by their, vinyl section. And what a fucking clusterfuck! I wouldn't buy any fucking vinyl from Walmart. The way those people treat that shit, man. I'm just like, dude, seriously? Like, this is what you display? I should have took a picture of it and sent it to you.
No, I get it.
It was like this. It was just annihilated. Like, it looks like nobody had touched it since Black Friday. Like, it was just annihilated. And like, they had like a big sale, like, all vinyl, like $15 off. It's like, I still wouldn't buy anything from there for $15. This shit's gonna be all bent. The cardboard looks like you've had it in your collection for 20 years.
Right.
Sealed. It's like, just shut it down. Like, get the fuck. Get fucked, Walmart.
Right. The whole reason, like, what I don't care for with Walmart vinyl is it's just like, what was it? The Monster album from Kiss. It was just like Black Ice or whatever. Black Ice, yeah.
Yep.
The AC/DC. It's just like Chinese Democracy with Best Buy.
Best Buy, yeah.
It's they have the power to buy 1 million copies right out the door and make them exclusive to Walmart. For example, a couple of years ago, Metallica re-released the first 5 albums.
Yeah, I remember.
To Walmart. Don't you have a couple of those?
Nope.
I thought somebody.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any Walmart records. I will not.
I get it.
Yeah.
But like, they released, Kill 'Em All on red vinyl.
Yeah.
They released Ride on blue, Master on like a weird like orange color. Justice was on like a green vinyl.
Yeah.
And black. was on like a the Black Album was on like a translucent like marble like effect where it was like a gray vinyl, but it had like a little bit of translucency.
It was the same color as like the snake is on the bottom of it. Like
yeah, absolutely.
It's that color gray.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing is I have a platinum album of that from the black box set.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to take it out of the case and see what it is.
Yeah. It's tempting. It's tempting.
It is tempting because the label shows that it's side one, right? Which is like Enter Sandman, Sad but True, and Holier Than Thou.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 6 grooves on the album.
Yeah.
And it's only 3 songs. So I wonder what it actually is, because I know it's not the Black Album. It's probably like Kill 'Em All with that's spray painted.
Yeah. I've never opened my Master Puppets vinyl. I still never listened to it. And as far as I know, my stepson never listened to his Ride the Lightning vinyl either. We just kind of kept them as is. So
you actually have a new remastered version of it?
I got the box set. It's right here.
Oh, you actually have the master box.
Yeah.
You want to sell it?
Nope. Not right now. Not until I fucking addicted to drugs and need some money for smack.
Dude, look on eBay at those things. They're going for like $2,000 right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. One day I'll become addicted to drugs when I'm just having some terminal disease and I'll sell it then.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the thing with the
life plans.
Right. See, the thing with those is those are like the lowest number of printing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the edition is, but I know it's the lowest edition out of everything, because I think the Black Album was limited to like 90,000 copies.
They still have them for sale for $200 and something, but they were MSRP when they released.
Oh yeah. But that one is long since sold out. Justice is long since sold out. You can find a Ride the Lightning one. See, I've got Kill 'Em All in the Black Album, but like I would like to get my Justice one, but I know somebody who has like all of them right now, and I'm really looking forward to like Load, Reload, and Saint Anger's boxes, honestly, especially with the demos.
Yeah, the Saint Anger one, I'm curious. I know we didn't get to Andor, but real quick, when they released some kind of monster DVD,
right,
way back when 2003, 4, whatever. They were supposed to release an album of like partially mastered demos of songs they did before James went to rehab, and that never materialized. So I always wonder if the Saint Anger one will actually have those demos on something to listen to.
Well, I seriously hope so, because, and I say that because like I was talking about this with somebody the other day, which is interesting that we bring it up, is when there's a scene in some kind of monster where Lars is talking with somebody about it. It might just be him talking to the camera or him talking to his dad. I can't remember who it is. But they had 27 songs recorded for that album.
Yeah.
And that album has 11 tracks on it. I want to know where the other 16 are. You know, obviously you do hear, what is it? Signs of the Cross is one of the songs. You hear Temptation in there. You hear the different version of Sweet Amber with the solo in it, which they've done live like twice. I think they did one on S&M too. It might be that show, but I know they did a version of Sweet Amber with the solo. So like, and Lars says that only 4 songs got the complete vote from all 4 members of the band.
Right. So
like, I want to know where the other 16 songs are and what they are.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I was always disappointed that that release never materialized. Like it just never was talked about again. But I know I read it. I know I read
Oh
it.
no, I believe you.
Yeah.
But see, here's what I think's messed up is they've released Demo Magnetic. They released that.
I have that. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. And I think they did one for. They didn't do a CD of it or whatever, but they did it on. They did a recording session where it goes through, and it's like 2.5 hours long, where they go through the Death Magnetic recordings, like the Metallica.com videos.
Yeah.
And they did another one like that for Hardwired, which is totally cool because I love the fact that that's Beyond Magnetic.
Oh, is there another one?
Yeah, that's Beyond Magnetic.
Oh, okay.
That actually they released 4 or 5 different covers on. They've got like a red one where the Metallica logos are red. One's green, one's blue, one's silver. Now that's Beyond Magnetic. That's the 4-track thing.
Yeah.
Now they released what's called Demo Magnetic, which is all of the songs as their working titles, and just as demos. Some of them are absolutely hilarious with James's like working vocals, because before it's the actual lyric, it's funny as hell, especially on That Was Just Your Life. That's a funny one because his lyrics are ridiculous.
Right. Well, all right. So to wrap this section up, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. I'm cautiously optimistic this will be a good one, but there's a couple titles I've read that were like very cringe inducing to me. I was like, oh, that sounds
if darkness had a son.
No, yeah, well, that one's bad, and like sleepwalking my life away or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, come
Sleepwalking my life away is one of them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let me count the ways. I'm actually on their actual site.
The splatter, I was gonna pre-order it, but it's sold out already.
So. Yep, it's sold out faster than you could believe.
I'm sure Walmart will have an exclusive color, yellow, probably.
Right. Yeah. Sleepwalk My Life Away is
that's like what?
Yeah. If Darkness Had a Son.
That's a pretty bad.
If Darkness Had a Son sounds like it should be on Lulu 2. Tulu, yeah. Tulu.
We don't speak right now.
But then again, there's like Screaming Suicide.
Yeah, there's some cool ones on there, but there's some lame ones too.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm waiting, but the tour announcement was kind of messed up.
Dude, I accepted a long time ago that I am not Metallica's demographic for live shows. I don't have money. I don't have spare time. And I don't want to sit there with bullshit openers, to be honest with you.
Well, you can always show up late for the openers.
You could, but you still get some of your money.
Right.
Problem.
Oh, wow. Like, did you see the shirt?
Yeah, that's another thing too, man. That merch is going to be pretty horrendous looking. Like the album theme stuff. I'm sure they'll have cool designs like tour and stuff, but the album theme stuff, like I'm gonna wear a shirt with a messy room and a broken crib with an M in the corner.
Oh no, that's not on there.
No, I'll never buy that.
No, it's a 72 on one side and then the big M on the other, right? But it's in black and yellow, of course. But this is something weird. It says, "Get your hands on the 72 season shirt now. These will only be available for 72 hours."
Yeah, it's all right.
We will stop accepting orders for the shirt on Tuesday, December 1st at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And it says, "Get 20% off this t-shirt when you purchase any of the 72 seasons audio product. Discount will be applied when added to the cart."
My favorite line in that write-up was our friends at Live Nation. It's like, dude, Live Nation is under some bad scrutiny right now. Do you really want to associate with those fucking crooks? Really? I mean,
Live Nation is, or
Ticketmaster Live Nation conglomerate is under investigation because of all the Taylor Swift stuff by just jacking fucking ticket prices up.
Well, see, I didn't know they were the same company.
Oh yeah, they are the same. Ticketmaster Ticketmaster used to do tickets only for Live Nation venues, but Live Nation venues only used to use Ticketmaster. So they decided, like, hey, let's just team up and be like one entity. And now all the
See.
big venues, except for like the Danny Wimmer stuff, like you can't buy a Ticketmaster, you can't buy a Live Nation venue ticket outside of Ticketmaster. So,
Right.
like, was the Merciful Fate show a Live Nation venue? Did you have to get it through Ticketmaster?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did get it through
yeah. They
Ticketmaster.
have big arenas, like all the amphitheaters. They have small ones, like the one in Charlotte's called the Fillmore.
Well,
Big bands go to is a Live Nation venue. They're very proud of that. They tell you that every time you walk.
right. The Louisville Palace and the Mercury Ballroom here in Louisville, they're sister companies right next door to each other. They're owned by Live Nation.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a big conglomerate. The only way you can beat the fees for Live Nation Ticketmaster is go to the box office when they're open and buy them.
Yeah, and good luck on that.
They can't charge you a service fee because you actually they didn't do shit for you as far as like online order or mail. So that's how you get out of that. But they're never open except for night of the show. You know.
I guess I threw that dude's card away. I had one of the Live Nation reps' card here on my desk. You know what? I'm going to ask you about this.
Yep.
Have you been on Metallica's website lately?
I just opened the email this morning. I assume it's like website esque, but no, I haven't been on there very much.
Have you seen this turntable?
Yes, I know about it, and no, I would never fucking buy that, dude. That's $1,500 for a goddamn turntable. $1,600. Oh,
it's $15.99.
Okay,
and it says this product is excluded from any discounts. And it's like, what the shit, dude?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, Project Ninja Star turntable record player.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's, dude. I don't want to ever hear anybody say like compare Kiss and Metallica in the same sentence about being what you call it overexposing yourself to like product placement and shit like that, you know. So it's a bit much. Bit much.
You know, that's funny. The splatter vinyl that you were talking about was $3 more expensive than the other two.
I know. I'm like, what? Why?
And I know somebody who got one actually. So
they announced this before I woke up this morning because I woke up and Mike was like, "Dude, Metallica put out a new song." I was like, well, "That's fucking."
Wait, you did say you got up at like noon though.
No, I got up at like 10:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was already out by then.
Oh, I
know that.
Because I shared a drum playthrough video of the song "Cunt Crusher" by Infant Annihilator to Micah. I was like, this is gonna be our next cover. Get ready. And then he's like, that's awesome. And then he sent me that. I was like, oh, okay. So
well, based on the I know we're gonna product will not ship until April 14th, 2023.
That's the release day too. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't buy it from you if you're gonna ship it on the day it fucking comes out.
Right.
I want to hear it for the first time on vinyl. That shit better be on my damn doorstep the night before, which chances are it probably will, because when I order vinyl pre-order, I usually get it before it comes out anyway. You know?
Right.
So, but I still wouldn't take a chance. That's like buying a video game off Amazon and like, yeah, we ship it on release day. It's like, well, damn. You know, everyone's already played it by the time I get it. Fuck that. So
I'm looking at the CD cover, the CD of it.
Yeah.
Die cut O sleeve containing digipack with black and white portraits of the band. And it includes a lyric book. It looks like it's going to be all on one disc, unlike
79.5 minutes is what they carry. You 79.5 minutes on a disc, so makes sense.
Well, at least you get a download card with it, with the vinyl.
Sure. All right, Mark. Well,
let's talk about
let's jump off the Metallica talk 30 minutes later. I'll put a timestamp how to skip it if someone doesn't want to listen to our opinion on one
right. It's not opinion, it's fact. No.
Oh, by the way, Killing Seasons would have been a much better title than 72 Seasons. Just saying. But anyway.
Well, that also, since we're talking about the music thing here, what do you think about the new Blood Rain?
It's pretty generic, but I knew Kerry King was going to start another band because he's not going to give up that. They're not gonna give up a spot to have a band that plays mostly Slayer songs in the late afternoon festival slot all over the world and get paid well for it.
Yeah,
That's
why
that's,
would
that's
you?
all this is. He keep on playing festivals and playing better slots. He don't have to play 11 a.m. He can play 4:30 or 5. Yeah, so that's all it is. They'll just play a bunch of Slayer covers, a couple of originals. Nobody who goes to see Blood Rain is going to be wanting to hear Blood Rain songs. They're just going to go
Right,
waiting to hear Raining Blood
exactly.
or Angel of
All
Death.
right, so the now time for the main event.
Yes. Moving on to what this podcast is for. All right, so we're going to discuss
Hardcore nerdery.
Yeah, we're going to discuss Andor, and I think our opinions are going to be pretty different. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. This show bored the living shit out of me, dude. I could
I
not
know.
get in. I could not get into this show. Like, not everything about it I think is bad. I don't know what it was. Like my mindset, the fact that it was like it took like 10 weeks to get over, maybe, or the fact that Cassian Andor I just really didn't give a fuck about that character all that much to have 2 seasons worth of a show based on him. Like they tried to like make it grounded, and I'm like, who the fuck wants to ground Star Wars? Like Star Wars is all about the fantastical stuff, lightsabers, the Force, blasters, space pirates, evil empires, stuff like that. And this is just like, this could take place on Earth. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's fucking boring. I don't want to take place on Earth. I want to go to cool planets and locations. I don't really care about the parallels of what I'm living through right now, or supposedly living through right now, to what's going on in Star Wars, which is a fictional world. So, but I'll let you go ahead and have your say so about it before we get into the good and bad.
honestly, I thought that it was going to be terrible because I am not a fan of the Andor character from Rogue One because he just seems too skeevy
Yeah.
to me. And honestly, I was a little bit surprised with the show. You know, I know one of your big qualms was, no alien life forms, really.
Well, I would say
Only a few.
no other species or races, because in Star Wars, to me, like they're not aliens if they inhabit the world and everyone knows them already. They're just like other beings. So the
Right.
term alien was always kind of dumb to me because I'm like, it's not an alien though, because these people know that they're here. It's not a hidden that there's Jawas and Sand People and Wookiees and all this other beings out there. Like it's already known fact. So why are they aliens if they're
Right, right.
that are
Uh,
native to planets that we're going to?
right.
To me,
And this was a little bit more like humanoid driven
yes,
for sure. I can get that. There are certain characters that I don't care for in it, obviously. Like I really don't like the little smarmy fucking Empire guy who's there on Casa, or is it Casa? It's the or Aldani. He's the one that like uh blows the whistle on the Garrison guy and then gets basically excommunicated from the Empire and then comes back. And spoiler alert, there's this moment of sexual tension between him and uh what's her name, Denise Goff's character.
I'm looking it up right now, the Wikipedia, so I can keep these names. Let's see here.
Yeah, Denise Goff plays Miro. She's the Empire agent who's like heading up the uh the search for Andor.
Yeah, the blonde lady.
Yes. But then again, there's some pretty I I think there's some pretty cool things that happen. I did like the stuff with like Mon Mothma and how she's secretly trying to fund the rebellion, but kind of gets caught doing it.
Yeah.
And what I don't like about it is like she totally sells her daughter off to marriage just to see that the rebellion is funded.
Right.
I think that was kind of a shitty thing. Uh, what I did like the little plot twist with uh, Faye Marseille. She the blonde woman who was the one who ends up being Mon Mothma's cousin. Is that it?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Cousin or sister, maybe?
No, it was cousin.
Yeah, cousin to Mon Mothma. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was okay. The Andy Serkis thing kind of broke my heart. You
Did you
know
think
that.
he's gonna be Snoke after all?
No,
But
no,
no,
no, no. When they get to the edge of the platform
he can't
and
swim.
he can't swim, and it's just like it makes me wonder if like you know the Empire actually did end up slaughtering all of those prisoners, which seemed very empire-y to do.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Like I said, I mean, I think the production was really, like, really, really good.
Oh yeah,
I thought the acting was, good for the most part. I didn't, like I said, I don't really care about the Andor character that much, so I was just kind of like bored when he was on the screen. Um,
right.
the best part I think was the antique shop with the like cool throwback relic stuff that they
Yes,
find. That was like cool, like Easter egg hunting time. Like I said, they had the old Sith armor in there from the video games, from the KOTOR video games, and
yeah,
also I think you mentioned they had Padme's hat or something.
yeah. When Padme is the is Senator Amidala,
Yeah,
and from episode 2 when she is being taken back to Naboo and to go into hiding with Anakin, the little weird like head jewelry thing that she was wearing
yeah,
was in the antique shop, and I don't know if it was just a terrible oversight or if she was supposed to be, but the woman's name in the antique shop from Rail Luthien Rail's shop, her name was Clea, so it's
yeah.
like Leia with a K. And I don't know if that's just an oversight that they're like, oh well, we're just gonna have this name that sounds like a main character's name,
Right.
because I actually had to go back and I was like, oh my gosh, did he just say Leia? And then I had to go back and watch it with subtitles to see that he said Clea.
Yeah, that's
And
right. I looked it up right here. It's Clea Markey. So yeah, that's her last name, Markey.
definitely. And but I do also like too that they did bring back, Genevieve O'Reilly to play Mon Mothma, because she was also the Mon Mothma from
Rogue One.
Rogue One
Yep.
and from Episode 3 and her cutscene that was in that. Just as much as in like the Obi-Wan series, they brought back Bonnie Peace and I'm blanking on the guy's name to play Owen and Beru Lars. They brought them back from episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Which I think,
Joel
that's
Edgerton was Lars.
Joel Edgerton, yes, Edgerton. Which I love how they do that. They don't just recast them unless it's needed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
And I do also appreciate the fact that, that they did bring Saw Gerrera into this.
Not enough. Not enough.
I agree. And I think he will be more in the second season, which will be out in 2024.
That's what I just read. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be another 12 episodes. So it's like, to me, is there enough with Andor? Just like Andor on his own.
Mm.
I mean, I think this needs to be something like direct lead into Rogue One now.
Right. It should. I think it will. But like I said, I like Rogue One a lot, but I didn't think it was like good enough to have like a whole subsect of Star Wars mythology to it, like onto itself kind of thing. Like,
I get that.
yeah, it's
Not
like,
especially not 24 hours of subset.
yeah, it was like, it's like this is a show just about what the people are doing with hardly any aliens and no Jedi, no Force. Like that's baby shit. We're talking real adult stuff. I'm like, you know, I think the whacked out shit is more Star Wars than just this damn wannabe HBO style show with like, very minimal other characters. Like, dude, there's one droid, main droid, the B2 emo, which I find hilarious. That's the name. And then they had the K2 one on the beach that grabbed him up when they sent him to prison. And that was basically the only two droids that were any consequence in the whole thing. And Star Wars is full of droids, like all kinds of droids. R2s,
Right.
R3s, the K2s, whatever the I forgot what this one, BB-8. Is that right?
B2 emo.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
the
BB-8.
series. And then you got B2 emo, which looks like a Wally from the Pixar
Right. Yeah.
stuff.
Here's what I want to know. I want to know how many people threw the remote at the TV when they realized that wasn't K2SO. When it took him to jail.
Yeah.
The Imperial droid,
I don't know. Let me see if they have let me see if they have his call letters on the thing here. No, it just says Alan Tudyk is K2SO, but that might be for season 2 also in this casting list on Wikipedia.
Right.
So I don't see any other just like droid call letters listed on here. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean it was pretty cool, like that part. But then like the thing that annoyed me was like there's too much time jumping. It was like, okay, so he starts out
Right.
as a just a dude looking for his sister in a brothel. And then it goes to we're gonna hire you to help infiltrate this empire base kind of thing. And then it jumps ahead like 6 years to where he's like serving a prison sentence. And then it's like after that, then he like just gets out and like his mom's dead and a bunch of people give some monologues and everyone claps and then like it's and then the guy, the Stellan Skarsgård, like at the end, it's like gee, I wonder if he's gonna kill him or not because this is before Rogue One, so it's knocking off with the damn theatrics. I already know he's not gonna kill him.
Right.
Yeah, shit like that. So I don't know, man. Like the last episode was probably the best episode out of the whole series, but I'll take the Mandalorian over this any fucking day, anytime to me.
Would you take Boba Fett over this though?
You what?
Would you take Boba Fett over this?
Yes, I would, because you know what? give me Boba Fett fighting Cad Bane on the back of a Rancor any goddamn day of the week. I'll fucking take
right.
it. That's what I'm all about. Because it's just like people having fun. Like this show was devoid of fun, man. I fell asleep almost every episode, at least somewhere in there. And I would like go in like, okay, I'm ready to watch. And sometimes on a rewatch, I would fall asleep again because I'm just like, oh my God, what is with this show, man? It's just so slow.
The interesting thing is here's the messed up thing. And this is what I've always hated about Star Wars's thing is they've often did shitty storytelling in regards to time. So, for example, okay, we know timeline is, but center of the timeline is BBY before the Battle of Yavin and right. ABY after the Battle of Yavin. Right. So, episode 4 is the center of the timeline. So, episode 1 takes place 30 years before episode 4. So, 30 years BBY. And then episode 2 takes place, 20 years before.
Yeah, about
right?
to say probably about 20, 25, 20, probably.
It might be 40 and then 30. It's something weird like that. But no, it's because between 2 and 3 it's supposed to be like 2 years worth of time.
Between 2 and 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
And because it's supposed to 3 is supposed to be 20 years before episode 4.
Right.
So feasibly, Obi-Wan takes place 10 years before. This takes place 5 years before. Because Rogue One takes place like days before Yavin.
Yes.
Okay. So this season 1 of Andor takes place 5 years before episode 4. So the problem that I have with that is like when you get into the later stuff where it makes light speed instantaneous, which is not a thing. Because in episode 4 and 5,
a little bit of episode 8 hate going on here, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of episode 8 hate. Episode hate. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, when when they're in the Millennium Falcon in episode 4 and they're all just sitting around in the back, the droids are playing space chess with Chewbacca,
yeah.
And Luke starting his training and Han's being a dick, which is Han's MO, and they're just sitting there casually cruising to Alderaan at light speed. And in episode 5, how Bespin, it's pretty far, but I think we can make it. Like they knew that they were going to be out there for like days on end or whatever, hours at a time. And it's because they didn't have, they only could fly on impulse engines and shit. It's like this show really did that time hop thing like you were talking about, where it's like, oh, light speed's instantaneous. You'll be there in 12 minutes.
Right.
When it's not the case at all, which episode 8, I think, caused that shit.
Yeah, it did. The whole holdo shit, like, just like, oh, I'm going to ram to the ship, like, put it in, I'm there already, It's like, it takes a while for that shit, the coordinate stuff to put in. It's like, you just can't,
Well, not even the holdo thing. The holdo thing I thought was ingenious because they what am I looking for here? They deactivated like the ship's like navicomputer that's what the navicomputer does in Lightspeed is it focuses on the fastest possible route without running through shit.
Yeah.
So they basically deactivated it.
Right.
No, what I'm talking about is going to Canto Bight and then going back to Snoke's ship and all of that with the whole Rose and Finn thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the time hop shit really got me with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Canto Bight, there was a mention about it in the last episode, which I thought was kind of cool, even though it is from episode 8. But I was like, okay, nice,
Yeah, the casino. I thought that was a weird like deal for me with watching Mon Mothma and her husband argue, and then like where she tries to play, she likes essentially because she has to sell her daughter into marriage, she like completely takes it out on her husband, like you've been gambling again.
Yeah. See, I didn't really care about. It's like these adult problems. Like, dude, I just don't give a fuck. The only adult problems I want to know is like, how the fuck am I going to get this guy out of carbonite, or how are we going to get off this like sand barge? That's the adult problem in Star Wars I want to know about. I don't care about
not marriage problems. Like
exactly. I can do that shit. I can live through that if I want to. I can just go there and cause. I can go there and cause a big shit right now, and between me and my wife, and have all the marriage problems I fucking want.
Right.
I don't need that shit in Star Wars.
You don't need Mon Mothma calling you a degenerate gambler.
Well, I don't gamble, so But another thing that annoyed me too was they kept referring to credits as money. They never called it credits; it's always money, and that's never been the term in Star Wars. There's always Imperial credits. Like in what you call it Mandalorian. They don't call like, oh, here's you some money. It's like here's your credits, and this they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're raising money or I need money for this, or like there's this much money. I'm like, no, it's credits. Like there's a Star Wars lingo that
Mm-hmm.
you're not hearing by. It's taking me out of the thing. It's like in Brian Johnson's Star Wars. Like watch all the other movies in the main saga, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. In episode 8, the screen swipe is only present 2 times, 2 fucking times in between. Watch it and tell me that it's like that. It took me right out because every time it changed scenes, it didn't swipe the screen clean. It just went to another scene. And all the
It
other
just
ones, it was
cuts.
always
Yeah.
like a up or down or like a left to right. And then this one is just like they didn't even bother putting it in but twice. It was like random as shit. Like it really didn't do anything.
It is one of them when they're like going to Snoke's ship, I think.
I don't know the exact ones because I've only watched that movie twice. The first time I hated it. The second time I gave it another chance. I hated myself for doing it again. But I picked up on that pretty quick when it like halfway through the movie. It's like, I don't think I've done any screen swipes in this one besides it being like weird and kind of sucky.
Right.
So there's a certain Star Wars aesthetic I think that needs to be adhered to even the series, and like this one, like didn't follow the correct lingo to me. Like there was no such thing as money. It's called credits. Imperial credits, to be exact, because the Empire is in power during this show, so that their credits would be Imperial credits.
Right.
Just small gripes like that. It's just like, I don't know, like someone thought they were smarter than anybody else, and
do you think Palpatine's on the $100 bill?
Imperial credit $100 bill?
Yeah,
and you know it.
it's all about the bitch.
Do you think the next season they'll end up having the Empire show up, and also maybe?
I would give a testicle to see Palpatine in this show.
Yeah, man.
I would give a testicle to see him in any prequel show.
Well, my thing is, if they're focusing so much on the Empire, like that's another thing I had too. Is like, why are they focused on these 2 random Empire employees that I really don't care about? Like, I just don't care about this woman. I don't care about this guy and his mom eating fucking breakfast. Like, I just don't care. Why do I need to care about these people?
The mother reminded me of somebody, and Verada Sethu. She reminds me of somebody though that I can't quite place her. What else she has been in? She was also in Jurassic World Domination, which ironically enough isn't that maybe that's not who I'm thinking of. Hang on. No, that's not the same person I'm thinking of. Oops, my bad.
No, it's fine.
The mother.
I don't remember her name, so I'm trying to look, see what her name is here. Is it Vel Sartha?
I'm not sure. I'm actually on Wikipedia.
Oh, I'm on Wikipedia. I keep it real over here.
That's right. That's right. I do like how they did have Forrest Whitaker basically being himself and not like super aged up like he is, at Rogue One.
Yeah.
And he's not, and he actually has legs this time.
Yeah, I saw that. So I guess we'll see how he loses them in the next season.
Right.
Which is fine, because he's. I think they should have done a series about him more than they did about Andor, to be honest with you, because we really don't know why he was like he is. I mean, we know he hates the Empire, but it's never really explained. I thought a series by him would have been way more interesting then.
Oh yeah, because he's an extremist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I wonder too.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing her anywhere.
He could almost be like an Antifa like style extremist against the Empire, like that would have been like kind of cool, like just like someone who's like morally like, their morals to them are like the right thing, but kind of like society is like kind of not the right thing. You know what I mean? So like that would have been, I think, better in Cassian.
Well, here's the strange thing about Saul Guerrero is he sits there and he has like completely twice now in film has sit there and accused people of double crossing him.
Maybe I should watch that one again. I might have fell asleep during that part.
Well, I mean,
No, I didn't.
he
Only in
says
one
to
scene, so
he says to Andor, he's like, "You've come here to kill me," you know, and he says the same thing to Jen Erso in Rogue One.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's like, "Who put you up to this?"
Yeah.
Or was it Andor that he said that to, or was it
Oh, it
Stellan
was
Skarsgård?
the Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, it was Stellan Skarsgård's character.
Yeah, what's
Uh,
his name? I don't even remember. Hold on.
uh, oh, I just had it. I just said it a few minutes ago. Luthen.
Yes, that's right.
Luthen Rail. Colleen's dealer contact, who's part of the Rebel Alliance.
Yes. So yeah, I know what you mean. Like there was some, I don't know. Give me a Saw Gerrera show over Cassian. If I can go back and redo it, please, but I can't.
Yeah. You know what is weird to me? This the Luthen Rail character like swapping out for like a wig. When he's on Coruscant, he's wearing a wig of like long hair. And when he's meeting like Cassian, he has short blonde hair.
Oh yeah, I don't.
It's like,
I
what?
never picked up on that until you just said that. Yeah, yeah, that is weird. Like why? Like, you know,
It's
are
like,
you afraid
why?
you'll be spotted by somebody who has like your hair description?
Right. It's like, that can't be the same guy. Clark Kent wears glasses.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. They never seen in the same room together either.
That's right. And overall, though, I do think it was an okay show. It wasn't like knock my socks off, like, oh God. But I mean, it was okay. I mean, there's the bureaucracy version thing of it, like what you're talking about, is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I really wish we would have got like a cameo of somebody, whether they did like a digital Tarkin again. I don't necessarily want like Vader in this. I don't want anybody like that, but I would love to see the Emperor in it, especially because they showed the Senate.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, here's what was like weird to me. It's like they've shown the Senate a couple of times now, whether it be, I think they showed one in the Obi-Wan series. They showed a scene with the Senate.
Yep.
And they showed the Senate in this a couple of times too. And like no times have they showed the Senate that he has been there. That's what gets me.
Yeah. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, since he is like the main dude in the Empire, why not just have at least a hologram? Like having have him show up as a hologram giving instructions to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I think the spoiler alert again, like this whole episode, the final scene on last episode when it showed laser going onto the Death Star, you know. That was pretty cool. Obviously, you know, I guess it's safe to assume that Cassian's going to find out about this, hence the events of Rogue One happening, you know?
Right.
So it might be
You
cool
know what I want to see?
how he finds out about it, but...
You know what I want to see, honestly, in season 2? I want to see the Emperor dissolve the Senate.
Could happen. Yeah, could happen.
Because they talk about it in episode 4. And that's one of the things when Tarkin comes in. Is it one of Tarkin's first scenes in there when they're walking into the meeting room, and he's like, what does he say? Where he's like, I have just received word that the Senate that has been dissolved by the Emperor and whatever. You know, I know I butchered what he said.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like, the regional governors now have direct control over their systems. And it's just like, he just became like super high up in power.
Yeah.
So like, I would totally love to see them see the scene where Palpatine just dismisses everybody in the Senate and says, fuck you all, you're gone.
Yeah. I mean, look, another gripe I had about this show was like the Empire, like showing the Empire, like, yeah, we're just like
fetching.
It's like we're just people who like work in cubicles and shit. It's like it's like they have these random like sub characters that like get a little bit of screen time. It's like, what does this guy do? Oh, he's like he's an accountant. For what?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Why do I care about this guy? Like, but the thing that killed me is like the show is like Empire bad. It's like, do you know what I learned when the Empire was bad? I learned that the Empire was bad when they blew up fucking Alderaan to prove a point. I kind of knew the Empire was bad. You don't have to like show me like the
So
gritty like everyday life of these people who like most of them are just working to have a job. You know, there's only like a couple that like have any kind of like menacing quality to them. You know,
right.
yeah.
So let me ask you this: like, did it piss you off when in Rogue One they show the weapons test twice?
They did, didn't they? Yeah.
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 They completely, so like by the time you get to episode 4, it's really not a fucking secret that it's like, oh, this is a planet killer.
Yeah.
We already know this.
I think part of the reasoning like having Empire characters that were like, supposed to be like some kind of like important to me for some reason was because they had the dude in the two guys in Rogue One. Their names elude me now. Uh, the main Empire dude that they fought on the last planet.
Krennic?
Yes. So he was like had like a somewhat important role in the Empire. And I think they're like, this is Rogue One, so we have to have like important Empire people in this show also to like
I get that though.
to like feel the same I guess feel the same way as Rogue One did in a way, you know.
And I really do hope they bring Ben Mendelsohn into season 2. And actually,
he was the main part of that movie.
Yeah. And and actually have him as director Krennic.
Yeah.
Because I think Krennic was really good. And also based on the time period of this as well, would it line up with Rebels to meet Thrawn by chance?
I'm not familiar with Rebels timeline, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka show because I heard that is a Rebels inspired.
It's a Rebels sequel.
Yeah, so I'll have to catch up for sure. But I'm not really sure when Rebels takes place. I know Darth Maul and Vader are both in Rebels, and so is
yeah, because Darth Maul is in Rebels at the very end because he has the duel with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
which I am glad they did not do. So this is 14 years after the fall of the Republic. So this would be like 5-6 years before episode 4.
Rebels is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan's old, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this would totally line up with with seeing Thrawn,
Well, Thrawn's supposed to be in the Ahsoka show, so that's exciting.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully it's done well.
And I seriously hope there's like one person I really want to play him.
They have him cast, but maybe you should save it for yourself so you're not disappointed or spoiled if you don't know. I don't know who it is, but I do know he's been cast. I remember reading it and like, who the fuck is that? I don't care.
So it's like a nobody?
Let me read the name. I'll tell you if you should look it up or not. Get off your computer. Get off your computer.
No, I'm looking it up. I'm totally looking it
up. Thrawn, Star Wars. Let's see.
Grand Admiral Thrawn. Which, I actually love those 3 novels.
The Thrawn novels?
Yes. The original Thrawn novels. Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command.
$25.99 at Target for the whole box set. Just in case.
Woo. Sorry, we're totally like nerding out here on this.
Yeah, I'm trying
See,
to.
on Wikipedia, they don't show it. They say that Grand Admiral Thrawn is mentioned by Ashoka Tano on the Mandalorian episode, chapter 13, The Jedi, um, as the master to the magistrate of Corvus.
So it looks like the voice actor is. Here's a rumor. It says the voice actor Lars Mikkelsen is actually casted for the role in the upcoming Ahsoka show. So it sounds like it's a situation like the who's the girl Mandalore? I can't remember.
Oh, Bo-Katan?
Yes, Bo-Katan. Similar situation when the voice actor is cast as the actual live action version.
He does not sing, dude. He did. Lars Mikkelsen is, which is interesting because it's Mads Mikkelsen's brother, which is Galen Erso.
Yeah.
He does not seem like a good fit for Thrawn, I wouldn't think. I mean, because he doesn't have the look of Thrawn like Jason Isaacs does.
Yeah.
Like Jason Isaacs would be a perfect Thrawn because he's a smarmy shithead villain.
Yeah.
Like Lucius Malfoy and who is he? He's not Cornwallis in The Patriot, but he's the other. He's the prick redcoat who burns the church and makes me hate that fucking film.
goddamn monsterbacks out there! I'll tell you what.
Right. I hate that fucking movie because of that scene. Fuck that.
Were you like attached to that church or something, or what is it like? What is the deal with you in that church? Like,
no, it's just like fucking like I don't know.
I mean, I know they burn a bunch of people inside it, but
yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, I didn't know if I didn't know if you were like big into the church or something. Got like mad they burned the church down or something.
Oh no! I mean, I'm a Slayer fan.
Okay, yeah, hey man,
I'm a Venom fan.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering because, like, most times metal people are like, it's a joke, like black metal people burning down church. Like, yeah, kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah, right. He's done a lot of stuff though. Lars Mikkelsen has, and I've never actually heard. I haven't seen much of him with Thrawn. No, damn, I did that old man thing. I yawned. What the fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah, I've been yawning the whole damn time. That's why I put my head down like that and do it.
Now
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would like to see the other 12 episodes be a little bit closer to Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'd like to see I would like to see how Saw Gerrera gets fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see I don't really care to know how I don't want to see the Galen Erso shit, like where the Imperial pilot defects. I don't want to see all that.
Right.
Because we already know he defects. But like Bodhi Rook, I believe is who I'm talking about, the pilot. And like I would love to see the Senate be dissolved by the Emperor. I really want to see Palpatine when he needs to be there, because the whole episode 9 thing, while I do appreciate it, I kind of don't in the same regard as I think they just kind of jumped it, I mean, but I think the Palpatine stuff, oh my gosh, the Palpatine stuff was really good until you found out that like Rey was his granddaughter.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just like a cheap thrill because, like, oh, we need something real quick because episode 8 made no sense. Let's let's bring back Palpatine. Where you at? We're bringing you back, buddy.
Well, but it was also written by Lawrence Kasdan and J.J. Abrams. So was episode 7.
The whole thing about episode 8 was like it just killed off so much of the shit they had on episode 7. Like it just wouldn't make sense to just like base it off episode 7 anymore. So they had to like just kind of make up a new path of like stuff, and I don't know. It was a mess, dude. That whole sequel trilogy, man. You have one shot and you fucked it up. They can never say that they knew what they were doing because they did.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been. It should have been the Thrawn trilogy.
It should have been one fucking writer and then 3 different directors. It's fine, just like the original trilogy, Lucas wrote them all, and then he had other people direct the last two. But
well, he ghost wrote 5 and 6.
It was a coherent story, but yeah, I mean,
no, it's not. It's not a coherent story
5 and
because
the original trilogy.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
and let me explain why. Let me explain why I say that.
Okay.
Is because why is it that what is considered canon is anything of the original trilogy,
right?
that either book or movie is considered canon,
right?
Okay, and the prequel trilogy is considered canon both in movie and book also. Sure. Those are the only things that were considered canon when Disney bought Star Wars. Everything else became legend.
Yeah.
Now
you're forgetting Clone Wars also.
Yeah. That that was part of it. But what I'm saying is, like, in Episode 6, when Luke is on Dagobah and says, "Well, Yoda spoke of another," and then Obi-Wan says to Luke in the film, he's like, "The other he spoke of is your twin sister," blah 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 blah. To hide you both, to protect you both from the Empire or the Emperor. We knew that we had to hide you and that shit, right? But in the book, he specifically says that Leia was sent to live with Bail Organa, and I sent you to live with my brother Owen Lars on Tatooine. He actually calls Owen his brother in the novelization.
Yeah.
And that is completely looked over in the films. Except for in Episode 2, when they show a baby-sized gravestone on Tatooine at the Lars Ranch.
Gotcha.
So,
I never read any of the books, so I don't know. Like, I just go off the movies because, I have a weird thing with books. Like, I like books. I like autobiographies. I could read them all the time. When it comes to fiction, dude, I have a hard time keeping attention. I don't know why, but I just do.
I get that.
Yeah, so I'll read autobiographies all day long. Like, so there's shit that I know happened in like people's lives that like are really interesting to me, and I like reading the lead up to how this happened. But like in fiction, it's like you have to like remember every fucking thing you read 300 pages back, and it's like, oh, I can't fucking handle this shit.
We need to have a Mudhorn Lord of the Rings read through. No,
I read The Hobbit. I had to do it in school, so I read that one. Also, it was only like 200 something pages, so it was very doable. But
it's not 1,200 something pages.
But man, like I remember my dad used to be when he was alive. Like, he used to be really into Dune. I'm talking like not just Dune, but like all of Dune.
Oh yeah,
Children of Dune, like all this other shit. I tried to read Dune, and man, I made like 30 pages in. I was like, I cannot do this. Like, this is like you have 30 pages of describing what the sand fucking feels like on people's skin when it's blowing in the wind. It's like this is too much. It's like so much detail in that movie, and that, I don't know. I just like autobiographies better. Like, just give me like the Rob Halford one or the Bruce Dickinson one. There's a couple I need to get to. I know Adrian Smith has one out. I never read. I didn't even read Dave Mustaine's just for the fucking shits and giggles, because I know he'll contradict himself on shit that he said.
It's 250 pages of bitching about Metallica.
Yeah, I mean, like, just stuff like that. But like, as far as like books, man, I just can't do fiction, dude. I just can't. I don't know.
Speaking of books, here we were talking about it a second ago. The Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
Do you know Timothy Zahn has written 9 books about Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah, and they don't give him any fucking like jobs to write for Star Wars. It amazes me, like, absolutely amazes me that they don't hire this guy for fucking writing.
I mean, he did Star Wars Thrawn, which is a trilogy, and that came out between 2017 and 19. The original trilogy was 91 to 93, and then he did Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, which was 2020 and 2021.
Maybe they'll use him as like some kind of consultant for the Ahsoka show. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not, though. It's Disney Wars.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Filoni's the only like credible like Star Wars mind they have there, I think, to me, because that dude's like was like hand in hand with Lucas during Clone Wars. So like
Right.
the characters that they're showing on screen, he's like has a direct hand in. So that's why I think the Mandalorian and that stuff is like way better than like Obi-Wan was, or like especially Andor. Not to say the quality of Andor is bad. It's just like the pacing, dude. The pacing and the obsession over one thing for too long is like what got me.
Right. You know what's funny is I really don't like saying his name, Dave Filoni,
Yeah.
because it's a felonious
Who I
act.
hate? You know whose name I hate? I hate seeing it. I hate the way it's spelled. Is that Timothy Chalamet guy? Like, dude,
Who?
it's that guy who played in Dune, like the main character. Um,
In the remake?
yeah, yeah.
I haven't
Like,
watched it.
yeah, he's like the new. He's like the new.
I'm sitting here typing in
Yeah,
his
dude,
first name.
his name is spelled so stupid. I hate saying it. It's like Timothy with two E's, and then Chalamet with like some bunch of little fucking marks every once in a
Yeah.
while. I'm like, dude, fuck, your name fucking pisses me off.
And I guess he's playing the Kyle MacLachlan character.
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing Willy Wonka too, which I'm like, come on with the shit. Enough of the Willy Wonka. Gene Wilder is dead. Willy
Yeah.
Wonka died. Leave him alone.
I have not actually watched the fucking Oscar.
But dude, I'll be honest with
Damn
you.
it.
A lot of people like Dune. I thought it was as boring as the fucking books was, man. I just couldn't get into it either. And then it had like Jason Isaacs was in it, or not?
Was it produced by Disney or something?
No, it was Warner Brothers, not Jason Isaacs, but Oscar Isaac, the fucking guy who looks like Nathan Drake in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he's also Apocalypse, by the way.
yeah, I never watched that one. It looked fucking. I heard it was pretty bad. So
It is. But no, like Oscar Isaac is in it. Josh Brolin,
yeah,
Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Zendaya.
Jason Momoa's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his character was Duncan.
Javier Bardem is in it. But like, no, like what I'm saying is like Oscar Isaac, he's been in X-Men, he's been in Star Wars.
Right.
Josh Brolin has been in Deadpool, and he's also Thanos. Stellan Skarsgård has been in various Thor and Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista is Drax. Zendaya is Mary Jane in the the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. So it's like, good Lord, man. It's like, are there only 12 actors in the world now?
You are forgetting Dolph Lundgren. There's 13.
Well, Dolph Lundgren hasn't done good shit since Masters of the Universe.
Oh shit, that's fighting words right there.
Hey, that was after Rocky.
Was it after Rocky 4?
Yes.
He was in one of the Creed movies too, I think.
Yeah, he's in Creed too. He's
I never watched it, but I know he's in it.
Yeah, his son is him now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Of course he is.
Yeah, because why not?
You could have a daughter who does like MMA or something, and had to be a son who boxed for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's exactly how it is.
All right, man. Well, you got any wrap up thoughts about Andor, or ready to just wait 2 years for season 2 and forget everything and forget everything you watched because it takes forever to get done.
Yeah.
I think another reason too is it was like 10 weeks of watching this, and like I forgot what happened the first week. By the time week 8 got around, where like the Mandalorian and stuff is like 6 episodes, like kind of like you can kind of absorb it and remember stuff pretty easily.
Right.
I think it was just stretched out too long.
I think I don't know. Andor, again, it's like I thought it was okay. It's a take or leave. Overall, I'm just looking forward to The Mandalorian, which is going to be out next fucking November again.
No, it's supposed to be in February.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, it says early 23. I think I read February after Super Bowl.
Oh, good. Even better. So it's only a couple of months away.
Hey, one more thing before we move on to the real topic I want to talk about tonight. That blonde lady for the Empire. Do you ever get the feeling that they might make her into Captain Phasma?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
no. I don't think so because she would be. She's already in her 30s, I would say,
Right.
and that's 30 years after Jedi.
True. True. Okay. I thought maybe.
And they do show Genevieve O'Reilly. Is it Genevieve O'Reilly? No, that's Mon Mothma. Or I can't think of who.
I call her Brienne of Tarth because that's all I know her from was Game of Thrones.
Right.
So,
Give me a second here.
talking about Captain Phasma's actress or the one that played what's it called the Empire lady.
The Empire lady.
Oh yeah, I don't know what her name is. I don't even know what the character name is. To be honest with you.
Her name is Denise Goff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think so because it was really messed up to me to like that weird sexual tension between her and him at the funeral scene.
Yeah.
In the last episode, it's like where it's like were they about to kiss?
Yeah, I've seen someone say like in a review, it's like, oh, the first episode of Andor revealed that there is sex in Star Wars universe. Like, well, if you watch the first episode of The Mandalorian, when Grief Karga offers to pay for a massage at the Twilight Healing Baths, what the fuck do you think that was? You know, it's like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, you didn't discover anything new. You just like heard this point and like tried to make it like yours or something. Some of these writers. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to another. Go ahead.
What's the real main event?
The real main event is fucking Willow starting fucking Wednesday, dude. I can't wait. I watched the movie again last night to catch up and remember everything. So I am ready to fucking go, man.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The trailers look good.
I hope so. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of hoping, it's gonna be good. I think it will be because it's Warwick Davis. There are some people coming back.
Yes. So I was looking last night at some of the trailers they had, and let me see if I can find his name real quick. So one of the guards, or like the warriors in the village, was actually in the trailer. He's like the one like Sorsha's daughter talks to and thinks is Willow because she just like sees a little person and assumes that Willow is the only little person out there. What are we gonna call them to not be insensitive?
Are you talking? Are you talking about?
Hey, here, just a second.
What Willow is?
Yeah, what was the race? I know I heard it last night, but I forgot already.
Oh, good Lord. Let's see here. Newland.
Yes, that's right.
Newman. Nelwyn. He's a Newland farmer, which, yeah.
So I'm noticing the trailer last night that the guy, Voknar, is in it. He was like standing guard at the gate when Sorsha's daughter comes. And I'm like curious to see like how much, like if there's any other villagers that show up, like Migosh or the bald-headed asshole. Can't remember his name.
Kevin Pollak?
No, not the brownies. Like the one, the guy who's like in the village, who's like the asshole guy.
Oh, the one who's given
he's always giving Willow a hard time.
Burglecut.
Yes, good job. Yeah, I wonder if
he will not be in it.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Okay.
He passed in 2004.
Maybe his son will be in it and take over.
So you said Voknar is in it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I know Billy Barty's dead, so I guess the High Wizard won't be in there.
No,
but
yeah, Billy Barty passed away in 2000, and
wow,
he was actually 76.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Gwildor.
will Willow's kids appear as grown up adults, or like grown up as much as they can be?
Oh,
Is his wife will his wife be in it?
I don't know. Obviously, like Kenny Baker's not going to be in it because he was in it. Uh, maybe Tony Cox will be. Tony Cox was in the original also. He
Yeah,
was
that's him
a
right here. He's one of the warriors.
yeah.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of wish that there was going to be a Mad Mardigan.
Well, it does suck that Val Kilmer's like pretty much. I don't know what's going on with that dude, but he's
Yeah,
not up to
he's
snuff right now.
no, and I think it's because he's had so much, so much craziness in his life. Unfortunately, like uh, surgeries and just old age and everything else.
Right.
So Alora is going to be in this then.
I would think so because they mention her, but if it's the same actress or not, that'd be kind of cool. But I doubt.
Well, the baby was actually played by twins.
They always are. It's like it's
Yeah,
like
Kate and Ruth Greenfield.
well, maybe one of them.
Oh no, actually, it was played by 3 different babies.
Oh shit.
Kate and Ruth Greenfield and Rebecca Behrman as Elora Danan, infant princess who is prophesied to bring about Bev Morda's downfall.
Right. Hey, hold that thought real quick. Someone's up at the door. Probably my brother. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, going back.
Which is funny because the Jean Marsh is actually still alive, which is the actress who played Bev Morda.
Well, I'm pretty excited about seeing what they do with the story, with Aurora being older and missing, Sorcha still being in it, all that good stuff. So we'll see what they do, but hopefully it's good and not something totally stupid. It's hard to say. Hard to say.
It definitely is, and I think it's going to be cool because there are some interesting ideas that they've got going on. Apparently, I know they approached Ron Howard about doing some of this also.
He should at least be executive producing, if nothing else, I would hope.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Yeah.
But it's cool that Rick Overton and Kevin Pollak are coming back to reprise their roles. Christian Slater is in the show, and Annabelle Davis, which is Warwick's daughter, is so she's actually playing his daughter, Mims.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I've seen her in something else. It might have been a preview, but she kind of looks like him.
I mean, Warwick Davis, he ain't the best looking dude to ever live, but I guess
it's harsh.
He's a good looking Ewok though. I'll give him that.
Right.
My and I'm seeing back there, my Ewok's still back there in the background.
Nice.
Guard with the drum with my 11 Imperial credits in there.
Your Imperial money.
I mean, it's kind of all Imperial money if you think about it, isn't it? So,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, cool. Anything else? Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think that's it for me this time.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that I've been watching the new season of Yellowstone, which is I'm a fucking sucker. I love it. And also the new Stallone show, Tulsa King, is pretty damn good, I'd say. I've been enjoying that pretty well.
I can't rightfully get behind like Yellowstone, unfortunately, because it's all hype at this point.
It's good. I mean, there's a lot of they try to make it for like country fans, but if you actually like the stories are like really fucking dark and like the character motivations are really twisted and stuff. So it's not really like this lighthearted like Dynasty with Kevin Costner. It's kind of like The Godfather on a ranch.
Right.
Like, you do what needs to be done. Like if you need to kill a guy and take him to the train station, which is like this cliff in the next state, they just throw people over, and get rid of. You got to do it. You got to do it. There's no like nobody in there is like a really good person. Everyone's kind of like morally twisted in a way.
Right.
So like if you just take it for like face value, it's like, yeah, fuck this CMT bullshit. But if you actually watch it and like really like get behind like into the characters and stuff, it's really not a very nice show. So
yeah, I've kind of noticed that. Yeah, I mean, I really can't do it personally, I guess, but like, I mean, it's like when I have like so many people like, if you watch Yellowstone, you need to watch Yellowstone. Yellowstone's pretty good. You watch Yellowstone. I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch it now. Fuck you.
I'm not going to tell you to watch it, but I'm just saying, if you do, it's not bad. Yeah.
Right. And I like Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I'm one of the rare people that like him. It's kind of like cilantro tasting like soap. Yeah, like it's like apparently a lot of people have that gene where cilantro tastes like soap, and they don't like it because of that. Kevin Costner is the same way. I'm the one that I'm in the rarity. I actually like him.
Yep.
I like him in a lot of stuff that he's done. Waterworld most exclusively.
Oh god damn it, dude. I was just about to say Waterworld is like one of my favorite movies. Hold on, let me say.
Is it really?
Shit, yeah, man. I love that movie, dude. Mad Max with jet skis.
I got drinking pee.
I got this DVD
Steelbook edition.
Yeah, man. No, it has like the director's cut. They showed it on TV one time. It was like this super rare thing, and they released it on an Arrow Video, and it has like 3 editions. It's got like the theatrical, it's got like the one scene TV version, and then there's like an international one with like some other shit that wasn't on the TV one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like if and it's the one scene where he drinks his pee, you should see what he does with number 2.
But I don't think he ever like recycles his own shit or nothing. But
I'm messing with everybody.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, there's some pretty cool stuff, and there's a lot more Dennis Hopper in it, which I find that they float around the Exxon Valdez fucking hilarious and smoke because they're called smokers and stuff.
Right.
That shit kills me. But yeah, man, I can do some Waterworld talk now.
Oh no, not this time.
I'm just saying, if anybody's out there wants to talk some Waterworld, hit me up. I got hours.
Yeah,
but
you could probably talk more about the movie than the actual movie is long.
Well, this dude, the director's like the TV edition is pretty long on this, man. It's over 3
Right.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was I heard that they've actually been teasing a TV show with Kevin Costner in it, and I hope this shit comes to fruition.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while, though.
Yeah, I know things take time, but
right.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, dude. I love that movie.
Right on, dude. I like Masters of the Universe.
I do. Well, I do too for other reasons. Mostly just to like dwell on how bad it is and what could have been, but
it could have been a whole lot better for damn sure.
Oh god, I actually thought Skeletor was really good. Well done.
Yeah,
but it was just the fact that like they were like trying to save money and like these new characters that had nothing to do with Masters, like the keyboard guy, whatever his name is, instead of Orko. And just like leaving out like
Gwild or Billy,
whatever his name was, and like leaving out some like the main villains and just like making these new ones. Like you had like Evil Lynn and like was Beastman in it?
Beastman is in it. Yeah, Beastman was played by Tony Carroll.
Yeah, but they didn't have some of the
like
other,
Trapjaw,
yeah, no,
and
like
Merman.
yeah. Yeah, so it was like, why did you take liberties with these like characters that are established and just like make new ones that nobody cares about? I never really understood that until I watched the documentary. Then it made sense. Same thing with the Ninja Turtles movies too. They didn't even, like the original ones, like they didn't even put Bebop and Rocksteady in it, but they made these other two like mutants that had nothing to do
Toka
with
and
the
Razor.
cartoon. Yeah, had nothing to do with the cartoon. They just like made the new guys. I'm like,
Do you know why?
money.
To sell toys.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was to sell toys. They figured if they could make some new characters from the movie, like Sarad, Karg, and Blade,
Yeah.
they could totally sell toys based on them.
Well, there is a toy line of the Masters movie, like back in the 80s, wasn't there?
Only two of them. Sarad and Blade had a Masters release.
Okay.
But that's the only two from the movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Movie Skeletor was never released. Neither was movie He-Man. Karg wasn't released. Now they did do a Super 7 release back in like 2019. You had to get you could not buy them singly. You could only buy them in the set of 4. And it had Skeletor in the black robe. It had Dolph Lundgren He-Man. It had Golden God Skeletor. And it had Karg. That was all part of like the Natty Collector thing.
You know, you're damn collector's edition. So it's like, I would have never known any of that shit.
Right. Well, I mean, I just know that they were $35 a piece,
Yeah.
and you had to buy all 4 of them
at one time.
At one time.
That shit sucks.
Yeah, you had to drop $140, but they also released Super 7 also released a Snake Mountain that was like 4 feet tall also.
Yeah, my cousin had the original one. It had like the slime you like put people in, and like parents. I remember like parents hated it.
That was the Fright Zone.
Was that Fright Zone? Okay, I remember he still has that actually, the original one.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, that was the Fright Zone, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Fright Zone or Slime Pit.
I have the Castle Grayskull reissue and all the reissue series. They introduced a bunch of new people too, like Sunman, who's like a black guy.
Yeah,
was never in the original and stuff like that.
No, he was a knockoff though. That he was a knockoff Masters figure from the '80s, and he was created. Pixel Dan actually does something cool on that. He actually has an interview with the lady who created Sunman, and she created Sunman because of her son. He was African American, and he was wondering why that they didn't have any heroes that were African American.
Right.
So she created Sunman, and they basically bought old Masters molds and had the toys made. And yeah, it's like I don't even think they actually bought Masters molds. I think they bought Remco molds, which the old Remco wrestlers like the AWA stuff, like Vern Gagne and Ric Flair back in the 80s, the ones that are at the 5.5 scale, like Masters figures. I think she bought those, and basically they just changed a little bit about them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a pretty neat deal.
Yeah, I never see Sunman on the shelf. It's always like the only ones I ever see on the shelf anymore is like Faker and Jitsu and the Bee, whoever the Bee guy is.
Buzz off,
yeah, and Evil Lyn. That's about it.
Yeah, and I see the only Evil Lyns that I see are the ones from the 2002 series, where she has regular white skin instead of yellow skin like the original did.
Yeah.
I've only got I've got one He-Man, and I've got and my He-Man is like the bilingual case version, so it's like the original first release of He-Man.
Nice.
And Skeletor, and then I've got Masters of the WWE Universe, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
There is a wrestling ring, a themed wrestling ring I got for my brother-in-law. Is a Masters of the Universe WWE wrestling ring. I thought it was
Which
hilarious.
one is it? There's two actually.
Well, I don't know. I got it at Big Lots. It's like $20, so I'm sure it's the cheapest of the two.
No, I mean because there was one that was a Castle Grayskull theme, and there's one that's a Snake Mountain theme.
Oh, it's the Snake Mountain one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah. See, that was the one that they sold singly, and the Castle Grayskull themed one came with, I think, came with like Steve Austin.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know it's the Snake Mountain one because it's purple.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Dead giveaway.
Yep. That's the dead one because the other one's green.
Yes,
it's all done in the green stones.
That is true. All right. Well, we went off the rails on this one yet again.
Oh yeah, as always.
This is the Andor episode, I promise you. But yeah, if you're watching this before Willow comes out, make sure November 30th. I guess it'll be on every Wednesday. So we'll be back when that one's over. And I think I got a third guy interested in coming on that one too. So we should be back to full force.
Hell yeah.
We can have some different discussions. And then yeah, I don't really know what else. I've been watching Tales of the Jedi. Not ready to talk about it yet, but I actually like some of it.
I have not yet.
It's in the Clone Wars animation. I know you're not a big fan, but I do like what I've seen so far. There's one episode of actually Qui-Gon as a apprentice with Count Dooku, so that's pretty cool. And I think some other ones too. I think they have a Yaddle episode, which I haven't watched yet.
I know she's in it. I did see that.
And then I don't know when Bad Batch comes back on. I thought it was supposed to be last month, but I haven't seen it. And so whenever that comes on, I'll watch it too. And then of course Mandalorian 3. And I guess Ahsoka will be next year too, I think. So
I think so.
A little bit on the way. And hopefully
absolutely.
So we'll see. I don't know, man. And they're like 40-minute shows, man. I swear to God, I only stayed up for 2 of them. The last episode and like episode like 4. And like all the rest, I dozed. And I would watch them pretty early in the day. It's not like I was watching them like 1 in the morning. I mean, I was like,
right.
And I would just, I don't know. It just didn't hold my attention.
I get you, man.
But like I said, I didn't think it was terrible. Maybe I knew that Willow was following. I just wanted to get it over with so Willow would come on. Maybe I should give it another viewing after Willow's over. And I know that it's just like, it's here and gone. So then I can just like concentrate on Andor. I don't know. Maybe
definitely.
Yeah. Could be.
For sure.
But yeah, so all right, everyone. Well, this should be the last or second to last podcast under the Alehorn. But we'll have news on that later. There's a big what do you call it?
Merger
on the way.
Conglomeration.
Yeah, podcasting empire, as I call it.
That's right. The first podcasting empire.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Subscribe to do it. When you hit the button, it should have that. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
And in case you're wondering where this baby came from, here he is. My wife showed up early and needed someone to watch him. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Sorry.
Awesome.
Well, we will call it there. We're at about I don't even know where the timer is anymore. We're pretty long. So
yeah, we're about 2 hours.
Yeah, and like I said, if you want to be a guest, just send a message on like Facebook or YouTube, wherever you see it. And yeah, man, we could talk. All are welcome, except for the usual suspects, and you know who you are.
Awesome.
All right, Mark.
As always, Jason, this has been great.
Yeah, man, it's fun. How's the new job going?
I like it.
Yeah,
it's a new old job. I've been there before.
Yeah, well,
just at a different location.
Okay, well, change of scenery. It's good.
It is, and
if you're in the
it was busy as hell.
Louisville area, get your pesticides from Mark. He'll hook you up.
No, auto parts.
Oh, you're back in auto parts.
Back in auto parts. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No pesticides.
I thought you were in pesticides. Okay.
No, not this. Not that again. That was bullshit.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, buy your auto parts from Mark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mention this podcast and just get some a thank you. No discount codes.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
All right, Mark. Well, we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Like, subscribe, and follow.
Yes, that's that. I should write that down. So, all right. Well, have a good one,
Right.
and we'll see you after Willow, I do believe.
Yeah.